All right. We were talking about Rob Porter earlier. The president has finally weighed in.
Thanks, guys.
Well, we wish him well. He worked very hard. I found out about it recently, and I was surprised by it. But we certainly wish him well. It's a obviously tough time for him. He did a very good job when he was in the White House, and we hope he has a wonderful career, and hopefully he will have a great career ahead of him. But it was very sad when we heard about it, and certainly he's also very sad. Now, he also, as you probably know, he says he's innocent, and I think you have to remember that. He said very strongly yesterday that he's innocent.
Very strong.
So you'll have to talk to him about that, but we absolutely wish him well. Did a very good job while he was at the White House. Thank you very much, everybody.
I don't think he's beat hope yet. He usually waits for vacations to peak.
He said it strongly, okay?
He said it strongly. He said it about as strongly as he hit them to begin with. I should have made that joke. Oh, my God. I don't even know. I mean, yeah. The shocking news that Donald Trump does not take beating women seriously. He doesn't take, the guy doesn't take human life seriously, on any level.
The main thing to monitor is, can it be proven that he knew about this, that they just overlooked these allegations and this stuff when they were getting this guy.
I could actually believe in this case and being like, guys, I got a lot on my plate. I'm trying to cut a lot of deals.
I could see
trying to enrich myself. Rob, whatever. I don't care. Just keep it out of the press.
Trump jokingly told economic advisor Gary Cohn several months ago when he initially thought Porter was just some guy who happened to hand me papers. I don't know if he exactly knew about this. And then he realized
works for him.
The paper guy hit his girlfriend?
But then he had a realization that he was, quote, the smartest guy in the White House.
Because he might be. Handing papers functionally could count as being really high up there in this brain-soaked conglomeration of friggin' troglodytes. All right. Now we have a clip of Rob Porter's ex-wife, and she's actually also going to pretty strongly talk about what this guy does.
These last few days been like for you?
It's certainly been overwhelming. I did not seek this out and did not ask for it. And as the moment was brought to me to share these intimate and shameful details that I haven't even shared with family and friends has been really cathartic.
When you say shameful, what do you mean by that?
I think anybody who has been in a toxic or abusive relationship recognizes that on some degree you feel it, so it's your fault, and you carry that shame with you. I've realized as I've started to speak out more about it that even now, years later, that I've done the healing and the forgiveness that I felt that I needed, I still had shame in telling that story.
You were married about 3 years, correct?
4 years.
4 years. When did you know this has crossed a line?
You know, abuse is a really tricky thing. It starts slow, and it starts a cycle sort of where you don't really see it for what it is. I don't think I realized that I could even call my marriage abusive until about a year in.
What was the moment? Was it this what we've read now in the papers when you say he pulled you out of the shower? What happened?
We had been fighting, and Rob followed me to the shower and pulled me out of the shower to continue the rage, and immediately saw how scared I was and recognized what he was doing and released it. But that was the moment when I realized he didn't have control.
When you say abusive, do you mean physically abusive? Do you mean verbally abusive? What was he like as a husband?
For my marriage, I would say it was very strongly verbally and emotionally abusive. A lot of attacks on my character and my intelligence, and things that I felt to be true about myself were systematically and repeatedly attacked, so that it was, an emotional breakdown.
You got a restraining order against him, so you feared some physical
It was a
violence?
temporary protective order after an incident where he had punched in the door of our home during our separation, and the police officers sort of pointed out that if he is able to do that, even though I didn't expect it, I really didn't know what else he was capable of. And so, yeah, a temporary protective order.
All these years later, you met Colbie Holderness, who is Rob Porter's first wife. She has also come forward publicly, and she has actually also put out an image that shows her with a black eye. She says Rob Porter gave her that black eye. Do you believe her?
Of course I believe her. Of course I believe her.
You think he's capable of that?
I believe her.
What did it mean to you when you sat with her and the two of you looked across the table from each other and shared this experience?
It's so isolating to be. I mentioned the shame, but it's also the isolation that you don't really feel like you can talk to anybody about it or like anybody would understand. And so to meet Colbie and to hear her story and to recognize that we both had that experience was a release. It was a recognition, you know, we really were in this together.
Yeah, I mean, it's disgusting. She articulated herself very well. And I was glad that she pushed on that shame theme. That's very important.